यमुना तीरा वनचारी,
यमुना तीरा वनचारी,
यमुना तीरा वनचारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी,
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे।
गीता गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल, हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल,
निताई गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल।
जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद,
जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद। गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल। Second. I'll share my screen. Okay, today we are going to see the words from Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 5th chapter, 33rd verse. So before reading, we'll take blessings from all the previous acharyas and from all the assembled Vaishnavas. So you can also all offer prayers with me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पातरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Okay, so we'll see the verse first. So let's recite the words like a little bit. This is a big verse, so you can repeat after me. Dhyayam. Hare Krishna, can anyone hear me?
Sorry. Yeah.
Dhyayam sada
Dhyayam sada
paribhavagnam
paribhavagnam
abhishtadoham
abhishtadoham
tirthaspadam
tirthaspadam
shiva virinchinutam
shiva virinchinutam
sharanyam
charanyam
vrutyartiham
pratyartiham
pranatapala
pranatapala
bhavabdipotam
bhavabdipotam
vande mahapurushate
vande mahapurushate
charanarvindam.
charanarvindam.
Yeah, now we'll recite the verse. Dhyayam sada paribhavagnam abhishtadoham
Dhyayam sada paribhavagnam abhishtadoham
tirthaspadam shiva virinchinutam sharanyam
tirthaspadam shiva virinchinutam charanyam
vrutyartiham pranatapala bhavabdipotam
Pratyartiham pranatapala bhavabdipotam
vande mahapurushate charanarvindam.
Vande mahapurushate charanarvindam
ध्येयं सदा परिभवग्नम् अभीष्टदोहम्
Dhyayam sada paribhavagnam abhishtadoham
तीर्थास्पदं शिवविरिञ्चिनुतं शरण्यम्
Tirthaspadam shiva virinchinutam sharanyam
हृत्यार्तिहं प्रणतपालभवाब्धिपोतम्
Pratyartiham pranatapala bhavabdipotam
वन्दे महापुरुषते चरणारविन्दम्
Vande mahapurushate charanarvindam
Anyone would like to recite the verse?
Dhyayam sada paribhavagnam abhishtadoham
ध्येयं सदा परिभवग्नमभीष्टदोहम्
Tirthaspadam shiva virinchinutam sharanyam
तीर्थास्पदं शिवविरिञ्चिनुतं शरण्यम्
Pratyartiham pranatapala bhavabdipotam
वृत्यार्तिहं प्रणतपालभवाब्धिपोतम्
Vande mahapurushate charanarvindam
वन्दे महापुरुषते चरणारविन्दम्
ध्येयं सदा परिभवग्नमभीष्टदोहम्
ध्येयं
Dhyayam
सदा
sada paribhavagnam
परिभवग्नमभीष्टदोहम्
abhishtadoham
तीर्थास्पदं शिवविरिञ्चिनुतं शरण्यम्
Tirthaspadam
तीर्थास्पदं
shiva virinchinutam
शिवविरिञ्चिनुतं
sharanyam
शरण्यम्
प्रत्यार्तिहं प्रणतपालभवाब्धिपोतम्
Pratyartiham
यातिहं
pranatapala
प्रणतपालभवाब्धिपोतम्
bhavabdipotam
वन्दे महापुरुषते चरणारविन्दम्
Vande
वन्दे
mahapurushate
महापुरुषते चरणारविन्दम्.
charanarvindam.
Okay, we'll go for synonyms. Dhyayam, Dhyayam. Anyone want to?
Dhyayam
ध्येयं
Fit to be meditated upon.
fit to be meditated upon,
Sada,
sada,
always,
always,
Paribhava,
paribhava,
the insults of material existence,
the insults of material existence,
Gnam,
gnam,
which destroy,
which destroy,
Abhishta,
abhishta,
the true desire of the soul,
the true desire of the soul,
Doham,
doham,
which amply reward,
which amply reward,
Tirtha,
tirtha,
of all the holy places and great saintly personalities,
of all the holy places and great saintly personalities,
Aspadam,
aspada,
the abode,
the abode,
Shiva Virinchi,
Shiva Virinchi,
by the greatest of demigods,
list of demigods,
Lord Shiva and Brahma,
Lord Shiva and Brahma,
Nutam,
Nutam,
which are bowed down to,
which are bowed down to,
Sharanyam,
Charanyam,
most worthy of taking shelter of,
most worthy of taking shelter of,
Prutya,
Pratya,
of your servants,
of your servants,
Artiham,
Artiham,
which relieve the distress,
which relieve the distress,
Pranatapala,
Pranatapala,
O protector of all who simply offer respects to you,
O protector of all who simply offers respects to you,
Bhavabdi,
Bhavabdi,
of the ocean of birth and death,
of the ocean of birth and death,
Bhotam,
Bhotam,
which are a suitable boat,
which are a suitable boat.
one day
One day
I offer my homage,
I offer my homage,
Mahapurusha,
Mahapurusha,
O Lord Mahaprabhu,
O Lord Mahaprabhu,
te,
te,
to your
to your
Charanara Vindam,
Charanaravindam,
lotus feet.
lotus feet.
Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. My dear Lord, you are the Mahapurusha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and I worship your lotus feet, which are the only eternal object of meditation. Those feet destroy the embarrassing conditions of material life and freely award the greatest desire of the soul, the attainment of pure love of Godhead. My dear Lord, your lotus feet are the shelter of all holy places and of all saintly authorities in the line of devotional service and are honored by powerful demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. My Lord, you are so kind that you willingly protect all those who simply bow down to you with respect, and thus you mercifully relieve all the distresses of all the distress of your servants. In conclusion, my Lord, your lotus feet are actually the suitable boat for crossing over the ocean of birth and death. And therefore, even Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva seek shelter at your lotus feet. Okay, this purport is very big, but we will start the discussion and I'll cover all the purport like today. Okay, so first, before discussing this verse, I want to give the situation where this verse and who spoke with whom, like that. So this comes in 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th chapter, titled Narada concludes his teachings to Vasudeva. So Narada once visits Vasudeva, and Narada gives the discloses all these things to Vasudeva. In that situation, Narada tells the conversation between Maharaja Nimi and Navayogendras. So Navayogendras, who are Navayogendras are? So Navayogendras are like, first I will tell who are Navayogendras, then Maharaja Nimi, whom, and then start the conversation. So Brahma has two sons, Priyavrata and Uttanapata, right? So Priyavrata has a son named Agnidra. So Priyavrata's son is Agnidra, and Agnidra's son is Nabhi. and Nabi's son is Vrishabhadev. So Vrishabhadev glories comes in 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Vrishabdeva has 100 sons, and in that one, the oldest of Vrishabdeva's 100 sons was Bharat Maharaj, and we all know the Bharat Maharaj and his pastimes comes in Bhagavatam too, and due to him only, like now India is called as Bharatavarsha. So then eldest one is Bharata, and next nine sons, those are called as Navayogendras. So these 9 other sons of Rishabdeva are like Navayogendras, and their names are Kavi, Havir, Antariksha, Prabuddha, Pippalayana, Avirhotra, Drumila, Chamasha, and Karavajana. So these are the 9 Yogendras. So they are well versed in the knowledge, and they achieve, like, they strive for the perfection, and they travel all the places. So once these Navayogendras happen to meet King Nimi. So King Nimi is the first king of Videha kingdom, and he was the ancestor to the Janaka Maharaj, like Mithila kingdom. Janaka, Sita's father Janaka was there, right? So that so Nimi was the ancestor for the Janaka, and Nimi was the grandson of Manu and son of Ikshvaku too. So once what happened, these Navayogendras met Nimi, and Nimi put lot of questions in front of Navayogendras. So like Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi Hoi. So they are very exalted personalities, Navayogendras. So taking that one as an opportunity, he want to know. So he put all his questions in front of them. So one he asked a lot of several questions. One question he asked to Navayogendras was like, in what colors and forms does the Supreme Personality of Godhead appear in each of the different ages? And with what names and what type of regulative principles is the Lord worshipped in human society? So he want to know all the incarnation descendants, all the colors of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So then Karabhajana Muni, one of the Navayogendras, so he started replying to this question. So Karabhajana Muni says there are 4 yugas: Kruta, Treta, Dwapara, Kali Yuga. And he explains Kruta Yuga, Satya Yuga, is a white and 4-armed person appears. He is a Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like Treta Yuga, Karabhajana Muni explains about Lord Ramachandra. Dwapara Yuga, Lord Krishna. Then when it comes to Kali Yuga, so what happened when it comes to Kali Yuga, in the age of Kali, he says intelligent persons, like, the previous verse of this one is Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sangopangasth Parshadam Egnai Sankirtana Praye Yajantihi Sumedashaha. So this starting like giving description about the Kali Yuga, this is the first verse Karabhajana Muni says, like, in the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting of worship of the incarnation of Godhead. So, and what kind of, who is that Godhead? Like, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. So how he incarnates? Sangha, Upanga, Astra, Parshadam. Sangha means he comes with all his associates, and Upanga with his servitors, and Astra, weapons, Parshadam, confidential companions. Then how is his complexion? Krishna Varnam Tvisha Akrishnam. Akrishnam means it's not black. It's not black. So what is it? It's in Prabhupada says that one, it's a golden color. So he is Krishna himself. Okay, then he is accompanied by his associate servants. Yes, so Yajantihi Sumedasaha. Sumeda means like intelligent persons. So this is the first verse he gives about the Kali Yuga. Then the second verse is the one which we are reading now. Okay, so then this is the background of the verse. So let's see the verse in detail. So it says, Dhyayam Sada Paribhavagnam Abhishtadoham. So this verse I'm going to say in 7 phrases. So let's go in deep of this words. Like, it's a very, very powerful and deep prayer. And it's a how can we see Gauranga in the pages of Bhagavatam is, these are the 3 verses, 32, 33 and 34. So these are the predictions like about the Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So let's see. It says, So let's first phrase is paribhavagnam. So I'll come back the names at that last. So paribhavagnam. So pari means the rotating, like parikrama we do, right? Parikrama means in a certain manner we do. Parikrama means circumambulation. So pari means rotating, bhava means to become. Okay, so rotating, or bhava means birth also. So it's like a paribhava gnam. Gnam means like stopping, so which destroys. So what destroys the repeated cycle of birth and death is, that's what this verse is describing. So that is one of the quality of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Here it says Mahapurusha. Mahapurusha is here. Prabhupada clearly mentions in the purport, whole big purport, it speaks about the qualities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So why I took this verse today is like recently, I think yesterday only I received a message like from devotees, like in the Facebook. I was in Dinabandhu Prabhu's Facebook page, and he said that one Chaitanya Charitamrita is completed at this time only. So the last verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita translation, it says that one it's completed 5 days after the waning moon. So it comes around this time only. That's what thought of glorify Mahaprabhu like that. So see, paribhavagnam is the one of the quality of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So paribhavagnam means who stops for the conditioned soul repeated cycle of birth and death. So how? So by taking devotional service, one of the quality of devotional service, kleshagni. Kleshagni. See here, the paribhava is translated as the insults of material existence. So the insults of material existence means it's a miseries, whatever it may come, like it's a misery. So that miseries is going to get rid of by taking devotional service, right? So one of the characteristics of devotional service is kleshagni. So kleshagni, it stops all the miseries of this material existence. So that is the why paribhavagnam, like Mahaprabhu is one of the quality of Mahaprabhu is whoever takes the charanar vindam, whoever takes the shelter of the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they will stop in rotating in the repeated cycle of birth and death. Then one more in Sikshastakam, there is a reference like Cheto Darpanam Arjanam Bhava Maha Davagni Nirvapanam. So by worshipping Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what will happen? Bhava Maha Davagni. Davagni means like Agni means fire. Davagni means like it's a forest fire, blazing forest fire. So that is going to Nirvapanam. It's going to get stopped. Then this is the first phrase. Then next one is Abhishta Doham. So Abhishta, Ishta means desire. Abhishta means very strong desire. Doham means which apply amply reward. So what kind of desires, like the Abhishta, the true desire of the soul. So Prabhupada translated in purport, if we see, it says, it says, see, freely award the greatest desire of the soul. What is that one? The attainment of pure love of Godhead. This is the one which Abhishta Doham. So Abhishta means, see, if we have a lot of desires. So when we take up to spirituality or spiritual practices, so we lead the fire of that spirituality in us, but this desires, abhishta, ishtas of us, right? So if they are material desires, then what is going to happen? We are pouring, by asking, or by asking that desires to get fulfilled in front of the Lord, we are pouring water onto the ignited fire. So what will happen? The fire get rid of, it stops. So material desires, what we are asking or what we are desiring is very, very important. So Mahaprabhu is the one, he can fulfill all the desires, but what we are desiring, that makes the big difference. So Abhishta Doham, so it's kind of like See, Mahaprabhu is the one like which Mahaprabhu gives what Mahaprabhu gives, like if anybody takes shelter of lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, it says like, Prabodhananda Saraswati, he writes a verse saying that one, Ananda Leelamaya Vigrahaya Hemabha Divyachavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasapradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. So he says like, oh Chaitanya Chandra, your form is like a Ananda Leelamaya Vigrahaya. Your form is like, blissful. And Leelamaya, you perform lot of blissful pastimes. And Hemabha, your body is molten golden color. Divyachavi Sundaraya. So you are transcendental. And Sundaraya means like a handsome. And Tasmai Mahaprema Rasapradaya. So what Mahaprabhu gives? Mahaprema Rasapradaya. So if you see prema, what prema? Mahaprema Rasapradaya, the mellow of the prema, love for Lord. So if you see the bhakti, 9 stages of bhakti, there are 9 stages, right? Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, like faith, association with the devotees, and Bhajana Kriya, performance of devotional practices, and Anartha Nivrutti, like get rid of like unwanted desires or unwanted anarthas which are not required for spiritual growth. Then Nishta, steadiness. So it's a gradual growth from one on the other. Nishta. Then Ruchi comes. So when we become steadily or uninterruptedly, if we perform the devotional service, then we will get a taste for that one, right? Then that is the next stage, Ruchi. Then with the taste, we will get attachment. Then Asakti, that one is Asakti, attachment. Then last one is Bhava. Then last one is love. So that is the Prema. So Mahaprabhu is the one who is giving that Prema Bhakti, which is like a highest in the stages of Bhakti. But we, if with our like, less intelligence or whatever we may call, so with our thing, if we go and ask something which is which is not like going to be permanent or temporary, so what Mahaprabhu will do, like, so he want to give the love for Krishna, prema bhakti, which is the true desire of the soul. So that we need to understand, true desire of the soul is like connecting towards to the Supreme Lord. So that's what like he is going to give. But if you see the pastime of Jada Bharat, even Bharat Maharaj, like, he reached the Bhava stage. But after he left everything, his kingdom, when he entered into the forest, by just like, even from the Bhava stage also, he fell down. Right, he became again, he took one more birth like a deer, and after that when he realized, and next birth he took as Jadabharta, like that. So that pastime is teaching. So the fall down may happen at any stage, but the Mahaprabhu is the one, like, very easily bestowing that mercy for the Kali Yuga living entities, like giving the Prema Bhakti. That is the one Abhishta Doham. So knowing the glory of the Lord, what we need to ask to the Lord, we need to check ourselves. Like it's kind of thing like going to the President of America and asking like one piece of bread. Can you give me one piece of bread, like that? So material desires are like that. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna want to give the best thing for us, but we ask due to our less intelligence, like which is like, like a bread piece. So that's how we need to compare our desires. So that is the what Abhishta Doham. Abhishta Doham means the true desire of the soul, which is Prema Bhakti. That's what Mahaprabhu gives. Okay. Then next phrase is Tirthas Padam. So Tirthas Padam. Tirtha means like a holy place. We'll go for pilgrimage, means holy places, right? That, right? The Tirthas Padam. Tirthas Padam means, Aspadam means abode. So whoever takes the lotus feet, shelter of the lotus feet of Mahapurusha, so they are like living in the dhams. They are like a great saintly personalities. So no need to travel like physically to go to the Tirtha places, holy places. But whoever taken shelter of the completely surrendered to the lotus feet of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna. So they are like a living, they are living in the dhams, Tirthaspadam. So they are living in dhams and they become like a pure devotees for sure. So Narottam Das Thakur says in Gaurangera Dutipada Sang, Jai Gaurangera Namaloi Tara Hoi Prima Doi. So by taking just Gauranga Nam, what Gauranga gives? Tara Hoi Prima Doi. So highest prema he'll give. So that's what it says. Tara Hoi Prema Doi. So the speciality of Mahaprabhu is he gives the love of God. Okay, so one who simply takes the holy name of Gaura Sundara, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, will immediately develop love of God, love of Krishna. So that is the one which is Tirthaspadam. Okay, so next, Shiva Virinchinutam. Shiva Virinchinutam means, Shiva means Lord Shiva, Virinchi means Lord Brahma. Nutam means which are bowed down. So even Lord Brahma and Shiva, they bow down to Supreme Lord Sharanyam, and they take shelter at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So it says like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes for this phrase, saying that one, Lord Shiva takes shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the form of like Advaita Acharya. So Shiva incarnates as Advaita Acharya, right? So he takes shelter in the form of Advaita Acharya. And Virinchi, Brahma takes lotus feet of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, like, you know, in Kali Yuga, like it's when Mahaprabhu pastimes happened, he comes in the form of Haridas Thakur. So Haridas Thakur takes, Brahma takes in the form of Haridas Thakur, shelter of the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. And even in this Bhagavatam only, 12:13:1, it says, Suta Goswami says, this is the last chapter of last canto, last chapter of Bhagavatam. So verse number 1, it says, Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavir. So who are all glorifying the transcendental qualities of the Supreme Lord, Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Rudra, Marutaha, all this. So here that's what it's saying, Brahma, Shiva, Virinchinutam. So they are glorifying the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, and they are at the same time, they are taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Then next phrase is Brutyartiham. So here Brutya means servant. So Jiva's default constitutional position is Jivera Swarupahoy Krishnera Nityadas, right? So Das means servant. So whose servant? Krishna's servant. So Brutyartiham, Arti means like Arti means like if any distresses are there or desires are there, Brutyartiham. So relief from the distress. So we say that verse like 4 kind of people goes to Krishna, right? So Arto, Jignashur, Artarthi, right? In that one, Arti comes. So Arti means like helplessly calling for the Lord's help. So Gajendra comes like to the mind, to the thoughts, like, you know, Gajendra helplessly, like, so he is in Arti. She is taking completely surrendering to the Supreme Lord, and he is asking like a helpless condition, like, please protect me. You are the only one who can protect me. So that is the one limb of surrender it happens, because Gajendra felt like when crocodile caught the leg of Gajendra, so first he saw all the relatives, all the other people on the shore, but nobody came to help. Then after struggling for some time, like, you know, he decided like, you know, no one is going to help me except you. So as the time passing, as he struggled to get rid of from the crocodile, his surrenderness and his intention to and his conviction, only the Supreme Lord is going to help me, no one is going to help me, that mood is increased so much. So at that time he offered a lot of prayers, in that comes in 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Brutyartiham. So whatever the distresses or whatever the arti, like, you know, their desires, like, you know, they are helplessly asking, you are going to fulfill them. So that's why Brutyartiham. So in the case of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we see, like, you know, the leprosy, like, you know, Vasudeva. So the leprosy, who got like a leprosy, and he was like struggling so much with the disease, but Mahaprabhu knows the heart of the devotee, so he hugged and he immediately Vasudeva became a normal. So like that we have a lot of pastimes also. And Brutyartiham, even in Gajendra stage, Lord Narayana comes and helps Gajendra, and he kills the crocodile, and both crocodile and Gajendra both got like liberated from their curses, and they went back to the Vaikunta. So Lord is like even Draupadi Brutyartiham, we see when Draupadi calls helplessly, putting her whole two hands up and calling, hey Govinda, hey Gopala, like that. So when Krishna also protected Draupadi. So we have seen lot of things, a lot of pastimes, lot of situation comes like whenever the devotees are in distress, definitely Lord is going to help them. So that's the one of the quality of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna, which is described here. Brutyartiham. Then next, Pranatapala. So Pranata Pala means the maintaining, and Pranata Pala means the one who like maintaining the people who bow down to him. Like so Pranata Pala, protector of all who simply offer respects to you. So paying obeisances. So it says in Shadgo Swamastakam, it says Sankhya Purvaka Namagananatibhi Kala Vasani Kruto. So Shadgo Swami is all like Rupa Sanatana, Raghunath Bhatta, Raghunath Das, Gopal Bhatta, and Jiva Goswamis, all 6 Goswamis, they what they did, it comes in Srinivas Acharya writes the Shed Goswami Astakam, 8 verses about Shed Goswamis. In that one, this is the one verse. It says Sankhya Purvaka Nama Gana Nitbihi. Sankhya means like they counted. What and all they counted? Nama, the chanting of the holy name, and Gana, the glories, and the Natibihi means they offered obeisances to the Lord. They counted how many obeisances. Like if you see the Raghunath Das Goswami, every day he used to offer 1,000 obeisances, and he used to offer 2,000 obeisances to the all the other 1,000 obeisances to the Krishna, and 2,000 obeisances to the all the other Vaishnavas. So they counted how they are doing. So if we see this Pranatapala, how we have like in ISKCON, like how we follow that obeisances, that is one of the important like spiritual practice we do. But we share, like I share a lot of previous one classes, the importance of paying obeisances. So examples are when we enter into the temple, we pay obeisances. When the altar opens, we pay obeisances. When the altar closes, we pay obeisances. And when the senior Vaishnava pure devotee they enter into the temple hall, we pay obeisances. When we see other Vaishnavas, when we are leaving the Vaishnavas, we pay obeisances. We say Vancha Kalpa, we seek blessings, because Vaishnavas are the desiratories, so they bless us with their best wishes. So Pranata Pala, so Lord is the one who maintains the people who bow down in front of you, right? So in front of Lord. So that why that is the one which Pranata Pala it explains. So then Bhavabdi Potam. So this is the important one. Bhava means like Bhavabdi. Abdi means like the ocean of birth and death. Like Potam means a suitable boat. So the suitable boat is, so how the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord are the suitable boat to get out of this repeated cycle of birth and death. So remembering that verse, like Brahma offers Samashhritaye Padapallavaplavam Mahat Padam Punya Yesho Murare Bhavambuder Vassa Padam Param Padam Yet Vipadam Natesham. So it says, so the one who has taken shelter of Yesho Murari means Krishna. So what will happen? This whole material existence is like an ocean. So that ocean will become like small. How much small? So the water it fit the hoof print of a calf, not cow, even calf, like a small one. So when we stand on the shore of ocean, or we see everywhere the water, we don't know where are the boundaries of the ocean. So consider, like, if you go to the beach also, if you stand on the shore, even small beaches only, like where we are standing, we see the land, but remaining all the directions, we see only the water. But if we stand on the shore of the ocean, how big the ocean is, we can't even imagine the edges or end limits of the ocean. But that much ocean of this bhava, like material existence, will become very small, like the calf hoop print size. Then it makes very easily that conditioned soul, like who have taken shelter of the Mukunda, then what will happen? They easily cross the ocean of repeated cycle of birth and death. So in that way, this bhavabdi potam. So to stop this repeated cycle of birth and death, the suitable boat is the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And one more verse. So even the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is like, one more thing. It says, by taking that shelter. So there is one more verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. It comes. So to cross this material ocean, we need to take shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, and those are the boat. Then who are the guide, like, and the who can make us to travel even on that one also. Those are the one Supreme Personality, the spiritual master is the one who is the guide for us. And the shastras and everything, like so the shastras and instructions, everything are the favorable breezes to cross the ocean of material existence. So that is the how we need to understand about the Supreme Lord. We need to go in a proper disciplic succession, and we need to take shelter of the spiritual master. So Krishna, to understand Krishna has to reveal himself, or Krishna reveals himself through the spiritual master. We, with our power, we can't understand Krishna directly. So we need to take shelter of the acharyas and spiritual masters. They reveal Krishna to us, or they reveal who is Krishna, and the real gnana comes. That's why we pray, Om Agnihanati Mirandasya. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. That's why we pray that one, right? So spiritual master is the one who gives the torchlight of knowledge. With that one, we can understand the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are the suitable boat to cross this ocean of material existence. Now, the last phrase. So we finished all these things. Paribhavagnam abhishtadoham tirthaspadam Shiva virinchinutam sharanyam bhrutyartiham pranatapala bhavabdipotam. Right? Now come back to the first one. What is this one? Dhyayam sada. So now we have seen all the qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the lotus feet. Whoever takes the shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, these are the things like Lord, give reciprocation with them. But what we have to do is we need to maintain dhyayam sada. Dhyana means meditation. Dhyayam means object of meditation. So what is the object of meditation? So object of meditation is the Charanaravindam, the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How to meditate? Sada. Sada. Sada means always. So it says in Srimad Bhagavad Gita also, it says, Satatam kirtayanto mam etantasya drudavrata namasyantasya mam nityam namasyantasya mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. So there also it says, Satatam kirtayanto mam. Chant the holy names always. Sada, satatam, always. So that's the thing. And tesham satata yuktanam bachatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayantite. Tesham satata yuktanam. Always remember me. Whatever you do, your prescribed duty, do it, but offer your intelligence and mind to me. Then what will happen? I will give the intelligence. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayantite. So that you can come out of these problems. So that is the thing, like sada, satatam, always is the keyword here. So always, even in nectar of instructions, like 8th verse, it says, So it says, Tannama Rupa Charitadi Sukirtananu Smrutyor Kramena Rasana Manasi Niyojya Tishtan Vrajeta Danuragi Jananugami Kalam Nayed Akilam Ityupadesha Saram. So here it says, like, the essence of Upadesha Saram. So nectar of instruction is Upadesha Amruta. So the saram of all that Upadesha is, what is that one? The essence of all advice is one should utilize one's full time, 24/7. By doing what? By nicely Tannama Rupa Charitadi Sukirtananu. So the chanting of the holy names and remembering Lord's divine name, transcendental form, qualities, and eternal pastimes, and thereby gradually engaging the tongue and mind. So what utilizing 24 hours a day is remembering always Krishna's names, pastimes, and glories of the Lord. So in this way, we need to utilize all the time. So that's why Dhyayam Sadha. The Sada always also comes here. So this is the essence of the whole Upadesha Amrita, like no Upadesha, nectar of instructions. So this is what I have. So I will summarize, like, whatever we discussed. So this verse, like, I have taken from 11th canto, 5th chapter, 33rd verse. And this verse is spoken by Karabhajana Muni. He is the one of the 9 Yogendras. And he, Karabhajana Muni, spoke this verse to Maharaja Nimi. And this verse comes in the situation of Nimi asks the question, like, what are the incarnations Lord descendant in each yuga, and what are the yugas? So describing in answer to that question, Karabhajana Muni answers like 3: Kruta, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga. When it comes to Kali Yuga, Krishna, it says, like, the Karabhajana Muni speak this verse. So here in this verse, I described like 7 phrases. First, Paribhavagna means, so the one who takes the shelter of lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, they will become like a repeated cycle. They will put a stop to the repeated cycle of birth and death. And their Abhishta Doham, they get the full all their desires. But desiring is a question there. So we need to always aspire to desire the love for the Lord. The essence of the all spiritual practices is to attain love for Krishna. Then Tirthaspadam, so we described, like, whoever has taken shelter lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, they are living in the dhams. They are like saintly persons. And Shiva Virinchinutam Sharanyam, even Lord Brahma, Shiva, they took shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. So we described for this one is in the fall, Shiva takes in the form of Advaita Acharya in the Gaur Leela, and Virinchi, Brahma, takes in the form of Haridas Thakur, the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then in Srimad Bhagavatam also, Suta Goswami describes like Brahma, Rudra, Varuna, all they glorify always the transcendental qualities of the Supreme Lord. Then Bhrutyartiham, so the Arti, Bhrutyarti means the servants of the Lord, who whenever they are in the helplessness conditions, Krishna is the one who removes all their distresses. And Pranatapala means the one who whoever prays obeisances to the Lord, they are Lord is taking care of them. So they know they are the one who are maintained by the Lord. Then Bhavabdi Potam. Bhavabdi means Bhavabdi Potam means this to come up, to cross the ocean of material existence. That suitable boat is the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. By taking them, like, what will happen, who have all these qualities is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we need to always meditate on the Supreme lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. The object of the only meditation is the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So this, for that kind of personality, I am offering obeisances. Vande Mahapurushate Charanaravindam. So this is the verse. So before ending, I want to share the glories of Mahaprabhu. One verse is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. One second, I'll open. So just I'll glorify that verse, and after that one, will stop. So it comes in 4th. One second. Yes. So this is the verse which glorifies the Sachinandan. So the verse goes like this: Anarpita charim chirat karunayavatirna kalau samarpayitam munnatojvala rasam swabhakti shriyam harih purata sundara dviti kadambaka sandipitaha sadahridaya kandare spuratuva Sachinandanaha. So the Sachinandana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, like the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the son of Mother Sachi. So he gives like so far no other incarnation given to any conditioned soul that boon, that mercy. What is that mercy? Unmatojvala rasam, the highest benediction, the mellow of the conjugal love, like that mellow, that bhakti for the Supreme Lord, like prema bhakti. He is the one, Mahaprabhu is the one is bestowing. So he is the causeless, merciful Lordship, and he is in golden color. Purata Sundara. Purata means gold color, and he always manifests in our hearts. So the translation I'll read: May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost chambers of your heart. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before: the most sublime and radiant mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. So this is the glory of Mahaprabhu, So I'll stop here. If any corrections or comments or questions, we'll discuss now. Thank you all. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for the wonderful class. I was thinking of the Gaurarti song when you were describing how Mahaprabhu is worshipped by Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also describes how Mahaprabhu is seated on a jeweled throne and Lord Brahma performs the arti and Lord Shiva dances in ecstasy with his voice choked.
Hare Krishna Madhuri, thank you so much for bringing that point. Wonderful.
Thank you, Mataji.
Anyone have any questions or comments? Hare Krishna.
We have a few minutes, Mataji, if you want to continue something.
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. I'll share something. Today is the disappearance day of Ramananda Raya. So want to share one verse. Who is Ramananda Raya? So 1 second, I'm opening. So today is disappearance day of Ramananda Raya. Ramananda Raya is the the verse described like Sango Pangasta Parshadam, 1 second. The Krishna Varnam Trisha Krishnam. In that verse, it comes like Lord descends with his confidential associates. So Ramananda Raya is one of the confidential associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is considered as Arjuna in Krishna Leela, and so the verse I want to share is about him. So it says disappearance day today. So we are reading Sancharya Rama Dibha Bhakta Meghe Swabhakti Siddhanta Chayamritani Gaurabdi Reter Amuna Vitirnais Tva Gnatva Ratna Layatam Prayati. So Gauranga is like a ocean of spiritual truths. He filled the cloud named Ramananda with the nectar of the purest conclusions of devotion to himself. Ramananda then rained down that same nectar on the very ocean from which it had come, producing the jewels of transcendental knowledge. So the conversations between the Ramananda Raya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are very, very depth in sometimes very, very confidential too. So they spend a lot of time and they discuss a lot of spiritual things. So few things like which I remembered I can share, but if you all can remember, you if whatever you remember you can also share. So once Mahaprabhu asks, like, what is the greatest misery for a devotee? So it says like the separation from the devotees, like, so that is the one thing. And so what is one time, like Mahaprabhu asks, there are the few chapters, it goes the conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Raya, and by the Mahaprabhu asks question and Ramananda Raya answers, but Mahaprabhu won't satisfy, keep going, say more, like that. So he asks one to what is the ultimate goal of life, like, so then Ramananda Raya gives a lot of different answers, and Mahaprabhu is not satisfied. Okay, go ahead, like that. Then last he says, like, attaining love for the Radha Krishna is the ultimate goal of life. So when Ramananda Raya says this thing, like Mahaprabhu says, that is the thing, like that. So like that conversation goes, like moves on, like 1 or 2 chapters are there in Chaitanya Charitamrita in details, that one. So if anybody have any things, realizations, or want to share about Ramananda Raya, please feel free to share. I think we have 2 more minutes, right, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji. I think, um, yeah, we have 2 more minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 minute maybe. Yeah. Yeah, we can.
Okay.
So we can.
I can share one more. Okay, let's see this verse. Like, as I said, 3 verses for the prediction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? I'll share that 3rd verse too, just like a verse and translation. We will see that one. So we read 33, right? So we'll go for 34. What is that? So these are the 3 verses prediction of Mahaprabhu in Bhagavatam. So this verse goes, Tektva sudushchaya surepshita rajya lakshmim dharmishta arya vachasa yadhagadharanyam mayamrugam daitamepsitam anvadavat vande mahapurushate charanaravindam. So this verse is also ends with the vande mahapurushate charanaravindam. So actually there are the commentaries for this verse here, like we can get the incarnations of, like, see, Mayamrugam daitamepsitam anvadavat. So Acharya writes Mayamrugam means, like, Ram Leela, the Mayamrugam, the deer, like golden deer, like it distracts, right? So it describes both Ram Leela and Krishna Leela. That's what, like, this purport says, and the Acharya writes the commentary too. So let's read the translation. O Mahapurusha, I have worshipped your lotus feet. You gave up the association of the goddess of fortune and all her opulence, which is most difficult to renounce and is hankered after by even the great demigods. Being the most faithful follower of the path of religion, you was left for the forest in obedience of to a Brahmana's curse. Out of sheer mercifulness, you chased after the fallen conditioned souls who are always in pursuit of the false enjoyment of illusion, and at the same time engaged in searching out your own desired object, Lord Shyamasundara. So it says like here, chased after fallen conditioned soul says like, Mahaprabhu in Kali Yuga is very, very merciful. So he don't see the qualification of whether the conditioned soul is qualified or not to bestow his mercy. So simply he changed himself and he gives just like one step is turning towards him and paying obeisances. That's what we have to do. Then whatever like we discussed so far, Mahaprabhu showers the mercy. So these are the 3 verses like Karabhajana Muni speaks. I think its time is now. So we'll stop here. We'll offer obeisances to all the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhu evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you all. Hare Krishna.
Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namite Namah.
Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine.
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavasi Pashtata Deshatarine
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine
Prabhupada
Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pashyatya Desatarine.
Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Arati Kasho Akita
Jayo Jayo Gora Chande Arotika Shobha.
Jana Vidata Vani Jagamana Loka
Jana Vidata Vani Jagamana Loka. Nara Hariyadi Kori Kamara Dulaya
Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Doshadigaya
Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Dosadigaya
Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Bhaje Karta
Kanta Baje Kanta Baje Baje Karatala Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Nitai, 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 Nitai,
Subhadra Devi ki
Jai.
Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki
Jai.
Guru Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Gaur Premanandi.
Hari Bol.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabrajacharya Satarasata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabrajacharya Asatarasata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Primsiko Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Givi Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Jamuna Mai Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Shrimati Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai Lord Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi Ki Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai Lord Nrsinga Deva Ki Jai Shri Shalagram Shilas Ki Jai Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai Samaveta Bhaktavinda Ki Jai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Namaste Narasingaya Praladaladaine Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha Silatankana Kalaye Silatankana Kalaye Ito Nrsimho Parato Nrsimho Ito Nrsimho Parato Nrsimho Prala Yeto Yamita To Nrsimho Yeto Yamita To Nrsimha Ya Bahe Nrsimha Hridaya Nrsimha Bahe Nrsimha Hridaya Nrsimha Narasingam Sharanam Prapade Narasingamadin Sharanam Prapade Tavakara Kamalavare Naka Adbuddha Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadita Narari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Tava Kara Kamala Varena Adbuddha Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय भक्तराज प्रहलाद महाराज की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा। Thank you very much everybody for joining us for our Sunday program this evening. We have two sponsors today. Excuse me. Nandagopal Prabhuji is sponsoring for the spiritual benefit of his school friend Dhruv Joshi and his mother Harshabain Joshi, who left their bodies due to COVID in the past week. Hari Bol. Hemavira Venkata Nagakumar Tummala and Harini Tummala are sponsoring for their parents, Ramakrishna Jagan Mohan Rao and family. Hari Bol. If anyone is interested in sponsoring any of our Sunday programs, you can be one of the sponsors for only $125. And for that, you may contact His Grace Pyare Mohan Prabhuji or Her Grace Jiva Mataji at the temple phone number displayed on your screen. I'll just pause for a moment. Pyare Prabhuji is giving us blessings of Nrsimhadev. Thank you, Prabhuji. So yeah, as I was saying, if anyone is interested in sponsoring, you can contact His Grace Pyare Mohan Prabhuji or Her Grace Jiva Mataji at the temple phone number, which is 860-289-7252. Next Sunday, that is June 6th, is Ekadashi. Hari Bol! It is recommended for those of us who can to fast from grains, beans, peas, legumes on that day and engage in chanting more rounds of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and reading more of Srila Prabhupada's books. Fast break is the day after, which is Monday, June 7th. And we are going to have our special Ekadashi Bhajan Kirtan Seva on Sunday between 6 to 7 in the evening, right after our Sunday program. As we have been mentioning, this is the 125th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada's appearance. So we are having a special promotion on Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. Srila Prabhupada's appearance day this year is August 31st, the day after Janmashtami. And Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita is available with ISKCON of Connecticut for only $55. And it's available in English. It's a 7-volume set. So if anyone is interested, you may type your names in the chat now, or you may contact Anupati Govind Prabhuji. And we request all devotees to help us in distributing Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita on this 125th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada's appearance. You can purchase a set for yourself. You can sponsor a set, and we can distribute on your behalf. If anyone is interested in receiving, you can give us the references of anyone who might be interested. And you can help us in any other ways possible to help distribute Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. The Bhadra campaign has been announced for this year. Bhadra Purnima this year is on September 20th. Hari Bol! And as we know, Srimad Bhagavatam says in the 12th canto, 13th chapter, 13th verse, that if on the full moon day of the month of Bhadra, one places Srimad Bhagavatam on a golden throne and gives it as a gift, you will attain supreme transcendental destination. So again, this is a great opportunity. It's in a way a ticket to Goloka. So Srimad Bhagavatam sets are available with ISKCON of Connecticut for only $250, and it's available in English and multiple other languages, which include Spanish and other regional Indian languages. So we request all devotees to come forward and help us in distributing as many Srimad Bhagavatam sets as possible. We are particularly endeavoring to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam sets across different libraries that we have in and around Connecticut. We have over 200 libraries. So we are endeavoring to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam sets in those libraries. And again, we request all devotees, if you're interested, you can get a set for yourself. You can also help us by sponsoring a set that we can distribute on your behalf. You can gift a set to your friends and families, and you can give us references of people who might be interested in receiving or sponsoring Srimad Bhagavatam. So please take this opportunity to spread Srila Prabhupada's literature and spread the awareness of Krishna consciousness all across your friends, families, acquaintances. Hari Hari Bol. We are going to continue all our regular online programs that we are conducting over Zoom. Here's a quick snapshot of that, and you may also find all the details on our ISKCON of Connecticut website. The standard ISKCON of Connecticut Zoom details are also displayed on your screen, which is also available on our website. So please make every endeavor to join all of our different online programs that we're having. We're having many interesting discussions in most of these programs, so please try to join us. And with that, now we will have more chanting for our sponsors. Hare Krishna.
नाम संकीर्तन की जय।
बोल प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की jai. And with that, we are reaching our concluding stage of our Sunday program this evening. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Please partake darshan one more time, and a big Hari Bol, loud Hari Bol for our sponsors and beneficiaries. Nanda Gopal Prabhuji ki jai. Dhruv Joshi and Harsha Ben Joshi Spiritual Journey ki jai. Eman Harini Tummala ki jai. Naga Tummala ki jai. Ramakrishna Jagan Mohan Rao and family ki jai. Request all devotees to partake darshan for one last time for today before darshan is closed. And we thank you once again for joining us and hope that you will be joining us in our upcoming programs as well. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.